Hello, and welcome back to Over the Next Hill Fitness Podcast. I'm Carla Coffey, your coach and host for today's program, of course. Hey, if you need a running or fitness coach, I have some online availability. I don't have too much in person availability left, which is kind of cool to say, but online I can fit you in. Just a couple of you, but yeah, look me up. Email me, Carla at coffeecrewcoaching.com. You can check me out on Facebook at Coffee Crew Coaching. Just go straight to the website. But yeah, look me up if you need a coach. That'd be great to have you on. This podcast is also brought to you by HydraPatch. If you haven't tried HydraPatch, I truly endorse this patch. It's super cool. You stick it on your skin. It's kind of like a nicotine patch, but gives you electrolytes instead of nicotine, which is way better, I'm sure, especially during running. Yeah, it's in the summer. It's pretty much a game changer. I really enjoy it. So yeah, check that out. There's some discounts in the show notes if you want to try it. And if you want to buy one and get one 50% off, I think is the offer, email me and I can send you that special code. There's some other discounts in the show notes as well, so please take advantage of those. Thanks everybody who has been following and sharing and rating the program. For those of you who've been buying me a coffee, Jamie, thank you so much. Shout out to Jamie for buying me a coffee and supporting the program that way, because you guys know I drink a lot of coffee. So it's not just my last name, which is spelled totally different, but I do enjoy a good cup of coffee. So today we're going to be talking to Ashley Rains. Ashley is quite the go-getter. You guys are going to enjoy our discussion. We had a lot of fun off air as well, and unfortunately, I don't know how to dub those in, but it was a good time. So I hope you'll enjoy that program, and we'll see you in the end.
Who knows?
I know. Welcome to the show, Ashley.
Hey, thanks for having me.
My pleasure. It's so great to have you here. Oh, are you ready? You had a long ride, it sounded like, today. So let's talk about your day and your beginning in all your athletic pursuits. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, I just got off a 20-mile ride, and so I'm a little winded, but that's okay. So I don't know what you want to know. I didn't grow up athletic at all. I was a violinist.
Okay.
And played in orchestra. I didn't start running until my late 30s.
Okay.
And I worked at a university and was spending time on the elliptical and saw the college kids getting on the treadmill and running. And I thought, I wonder if I could run. Like I always had just thought I couldn't run. And I told the people I always made the joke, if you see me running, somebody's chasing me.
Right.
I was one of those people. And I just thought, can I run? And so I tried, I got on the treadmill and I was like, can I run for a mile? Just that's my goal. I just wanted to run a mile without stopping. And I did. And I was in shock. And then I kept running. And I think I did some walk run intervals and ended up with a 5K.
All right.
Um, and, uh, and I thought, okay, at least I know I can do it. And that was going to be the end of my journey. And then, a couple days later, I was like, I kind of want to try that again.
Famous last words, right? The end of your
Right?
journey.
Yeah. And so I tried again, and I was like, okay, maybe there's something to this running thing. And so then I kept running, and then it's kind of turned into a Forrest Gump where I just kept running and running and running. And yes, it was amazing. So
Very
yeah,
cool.
then it evolved into I ran my first 5K race, and I talked to a friend, and she was like, we should do a triathlon together. And I
She's
thought
one
that
of
was,
those friends.
she's one of those friends. And I thought that was the funniest idea I've ever heard. I was like, no, that's ridiculous. And for 2 weeks, I could not get it out of my head. Like, I was obsessed. I was like, that's ridiculous. Like, I can't do a triathlon. Like, who am I? Why would I think this? But I couldn't stop thinking about it. And so I looked it up. I Googled. I'm like, okay, what are the distances in a triathlon? What does it really mean? And is there an order? And so I started researching. And so it's swim, then it's bike, then it's run. And there were different distances. So you don't have to do like those super long ones that we see on TV.
Right.
You know, there were shorter distances. There was a sprint, and I was like, okay, so that's like a 500-meter swim and a 12.5 mile or 15-mile bike and then a 5K run. And I was like, that doesn't sound so bad, right? Like, okay, maybe this is something I could do. And so I talked to her about it, and she was like, yeah, let's do it. And I'm like, okay. So she starts kind of setting me up and talking to me about training and this and that. And we start riding the indoor bike together at the rec center and running together. And everything's looking good until I try to swim, because I always thought I could swim. You know what? I did not know how to swim. I jumped in the pool all cocky like, and I make it to the other end of the pool, so a whole 25 yards, and I'm dying. And I'm like, okay, I guess I don't know how to swim. And like, I wouldn't put my face in the water. It was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So then I just got the kickboard, and I just would kick back and forth, and finally decided that as like a 36, 37-year-old adult, that I needed swim lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And so I learned from an 18-year-old how to swim. And then, so that was, I guess that was in like 2019. So just before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a goal I wanted to do the Kansas City Tri. I'm in Missouri, and it was supposed to be May of 2020. And so I had been training, forever, and it got canceled. And so I was like, all right, so I guess I won't be doing a triathlon this year. So I got into duathlons, and found Ironman did virtual races, and it was free because I guess COVID just destroyed everything. And so Ironman decided they were going to do these virtual races. And I was like, okay. And so I just started doing these, like, just duathlons where you would run a little bit, then you would bike a little bit, and then you'd run a little bit more. And so that's how I kept training. The pools were shut down, everything was shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And then by 2021, like, I had increased my run distance from 5Ks. I got up to 10Ks, and then the next thing I know, I was running half marathons. And I was like, well, okay, if I can run in this and I can bike, my biking was slow, but I was increasing the miles, and I thought maybe I could actually do a real legit half Ironman in person. I hadn't even done a real triathlon yet. I had no idea what I was thinking. So then in, 2021, I finally get to do my first sprint triathlon. And I think I get into the swim. I get into the lake, and I'd been swimming in the pool. Like, I was consistent. I was swimming like at least 3-4 times a week. I was so proud of myself. It is not the same in the open water.
It is not the same.
It is not the same. And I was like, I get maybe 100 yards out. It's supposed to be a 500-meter swim. And so maybe we'll say 100 meters out. And I am dying. Like, I'm just like, what is going on? I'm dying. I'm terrified. I find a kayak. I think about turning around and quitting. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, I've put in all this time, months and months and months of hard running and swimming and biking. And I'm going to just call it quits and turn around, and this is going to be that. And I decided, no, you're not doing that. You're going to swim kayak to kayak. And so that's literally what I did. I swam to the next kayak, and I rested. And they were hyping me up, these awesome volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, you're doing great. I'm like, no, I'm not, but I'm not quitting. And so I finally made it out of the water. I think I was second to last. And it took me about 20 minutes, which was about double the time I was expecting it to take. And I got on the bike, and then I got on the run, and the next thing I knew, I was finished. And I was like, wow, I survived, but I had already registered for a half Ironman in 2 months later, and I thought, I have got to get my act together. Like, I can't swim in open water. Like, I won't make the cutoffs. And so things got really scary there. But I got lucky and I found a local tri club, and we got in the water, and they spent time teaching me how to swim in the open water, how to sight, how to not exhaust myself. And by that first weekend in October, I was making the swim cutoff. And so I did my first half Ironman. And it was awesome. It was Ironman 70.3 Memphis. It was their first race at that location at Shelby Farms Park. And the next thing I know, I'm completely hooked. I'm hooked into triathlon. I'm hooked into long distance running. I'm hooked into endurance sports. And I have not looked back. I haven't slowed down. And so I'm in year 5 of the craziness. And I think it's just gotten more insane is what it's gotten. So here I am.
Very cool. Yeah, I can see all of your bibs there on the wall from all of the triathlons you've done. That's great.
There's triathlons, marathons, half marathons, ultras.
Yeah, I see your states board there. Is that for halves or fulls?
Those are fulls.
Fulls. So you're on your 50 journey.
Yep, I'm on my 50 journey. I am finished number 10, and it will be doing number 11 in a couple weeks.
Very cool. Where's that at?
Missoula.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So, yep.
And have you done Wisconsin yet?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
That's on my list.
That's where I'm at. So you'll have to let me know when you come.
Okay. Which one? What's a good one?
Well, I probably the Madison.
Madison. That's kind of what's been on my radar.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I hear it's hilly.
It is hilly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're really hilly here in Madison. Yeah. But that allowed me to do a lot of hill training. So.
Well, and the hill training is the best training, even though it's hard.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's fake speed work.
It is fake speed work.
It is.
It is. I know. You feel fast when you're running flat.
So your next marathon is next month. When's your next try?
That's a good question. There are a couple of locals that I will probably do in July and in August. I think there's usually about 3 weekends that are kind of back to back with local stuff. So I'll do the sprints there. My half Ironman, I'm leaning toward Ironman 70.3 Augusta, which is end of September. But I'm also have really, really been considering the 70.3 in Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've heard great things about it. And I like the idea because they have the half on Saturday and then they have the full on Sunday. So I can go and cheer people on the next day, which sounds...
And volunteer, too.
Yeah, and I love volunteering at the races. Yeah. So I could totally volunteer and have a blast, and it would be a fun weekend.
I don't know how hilly the half is, but the full is very hilly. I don't know what the bike is, but
I'd have to look. But I've been thinking about it more and more. It was really off my radar because I heard the bike was so hilly, and I heard the roads were really rough. But
some of them are. They have done some repaving for the full, but I don't know about for the half.
Okay. I'm going to have to do some more research because something in September is what I'm thinking for another half if I decide to do it. I do a lot of relays too. So I might end up relaying with a team because that's also fun. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yep. So what's the sign behind you? Team something racing.
Oh, it's Team Zoot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So you wear the Zoot clothing, do you?
Yep. Yep. So all of my triathlons, I wear my Team Zoot tri kit. This is year 5 with Team Zoot. Absolutely love them. They're a fantastic resource. Their kits are the best. They last and they're comfortable. They have tons of pockets. I love the pockets.
And they're very colorful too.
Yeah. I will tell
Yeah.
you, when I got into triathlon at first, like I was like, why is everything so colorful? Like it drove me nuts because like everything in my wardrobe was like black and
Yep.
gray. And then I got into triathlon and it was all these wild patterns and colors. And now I'm like, the other day I was looking at new running shoes and like I hated all the gray and black ones. I'm like, these are ugly and boring. I want my color. So I've completely shifted into the fun colors of the triathlon community. So
Yeah. I call those colorful shoes the fast girl shoes.
I love
So,
that.
yeah, once a season, I do have to get a fast pair just because
Oh
I'm not
yeah,
fast. But if I have those shoes, then
me
I'm
too.
fast.
Me too. What do you like?
For shoes,
Yeah,
I just switched over to Ultra.
I love ultras.
Yeah.
I love them. I like the wide toe box. I like the
Yep.
zero drop.
Yep. Me
Uh,
too.
yep.
And I was wearing zeros, but I decided I needed a little more cushion because they are
Yeah.
like 0, 0, and I ran
Yeah,
a
they are
marathon in
zero
those,
zero.
and yeah,
Yep.
they're barefoot running
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, basically.
So yeah.
Yeah, I went through a phase where I was running 5 miles a day every day, and I wore my ultras for that every day. And the zeros just I ended up I guess kind of overextending the calf and did something, and I ended up with a horrible injury on my
Mm.
left leg and could hardly walk. And so I talked to my friend who's a physical therapist, and he was like, rotate your shoes, stop running in the zeros all the time. And so now I rotate. I have, anything between a 0 and an 8 millimeter drop to help. And it's made a huge difference.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
I rotate every once in a while, but not probably as often as I should.
yeah, I've become a huge believer in it. Like I think I have 0s and 4s and 8s. And so each run, I try to mix it up so that I'm not doing that. Because, that was tough. I had to tape my leg for a long time, and it was no fun.
Yeah. Injuries, they suck.
They
Indeed.
do. They do.
They
And
do
especially
indeed.
when you're like, if you're used to training every day and you have to sit still for a while, I don't like sitting still. It's not fun for me. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And especially when you're forced to, for sure.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what other goals do you have coming up? Are you maybe going to try to qualify for Boston? You're going to do the majors? What other things you got on your bucket list?
Oh my gosh. So I actually got into Boston. I did not qualify.
Okay.
I will say that flat out. I did not qualify. I am not fast enough. But
Yet.
yet they do have invitational bibs. I happen to know somebody who had a way to get me an invitational bib. I was
Nice.
shocked. I did not know that was a thing.
Mm-mm.
So I got to run Boston in April. It was incredible.
Oh, good.
Um, then I'm doing New York.
Oh, great.
I know, right? Like
I've been signing up for, like getting in the lottery for a couple
uh-huh.
of years. And I haven't got in yet.
I know. I have friends that have been trying and trying. One friend that missed the time qualifying cutoff buffer by like seconds. I mean seconds. Like I couldn't
sad.
believe it. Yeah, when you run that fast and you're missing it by seconds, I just was shocked. And I got in, so I missed the lottery. So this was last year. I missed the lottery, but then they had a virtual lottery. Like, so if you got in and got picked for this lottery, you had to run the virtual marathon around the time of the actual New York City Marathon last year, and then you could go and run New York this year.
Cool.
So I got in. So it's ridiculous how much I've had to pay to do New York City this year, because you had to pay for the virtual last year, which was astronomical, plus the registration for this year was just also ridiculous.
Yes.
But it's New York City, so
Yeah.
so here I am. I'm trying for Chicago. They haven't picked me yet.
Me either. I've been trying for that one too.
I know. And then I did try for London, so we will see.
That they tell you in July, don't they?
Yeah.
Because I tried for that lottery too, so hopefully we'll both get in. Wouldn't that be great?
Wouldn't that be cool? That would be fun. I know.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, the majors. That wasn't a thing. That wasn't on my radar until recently, and so now I'm like, hey, I've gotten into 2. I might as well see what I can do.
Yep.
let's try and just kind of go. I mean, now Sydney and Tokyo are gonna be a whole.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting, but I'll
Probably
get the
100
right.
by the
Right,
time I get in those.
exactly. Exactly. I mean, I think I saw somebody that they have tried to get in New York for 12 years.
I've heard that.
12 years.
Yeah.
That's so long to be waiting and trying. And
Yeah.
so I
That's your endurance right there.
right, exactly. Forget about the training part.
Forget about
Like,
the training.
you got to be patient and endure the sadness of the rejection of the New York City Marathon
I
lottery.
know. That stupid email you get. Sorry, you
Oh,
didn't
I
make it.
know. Do
Ah.
you remember last year's with the Nick guy? And like he's like doing like fingers, and it
Oh,
looks like
kinda.
you got selected,
Yes,
and
and
then
you
you're
didn't.
like, sorry, you didn't. And I'm like, who's in charge of marketing here, guys? Like, be better. That was
Let's punch that
horrible.
guy in the neck.
I know. I was like, I never want to see Nick again. It was
Yeah.
terrible.
Oh, that's
So
sad.
yeah. So those near the majors, my 50 states, so I'm 40 now. I want
Hmm.
to get them all done by the time I'm 50.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to do 5 a year.
Yeah.
And so we will see how that goes.
Have you done any with mainly marathons where they do one every day, like in for like
I
5 days?
I've been looking at those. I don't know if I'm ready for that many in a row, or like even
You
back to
are.
back. I've done like weekends where I've done like one marathon one weekend and then another marathon the next weekend, but I don't
Hmm.
know. I haven't tried to run that kind of back to back like that, but it looks really tempting to me because then you can get it all done in a really
Hmm.
short period of time.
Yeah.
Just
I did that for the East Coast because all the
okay.
states are so
They're
together,
they're so together, right? They're small and
Yeah, and since I already had Boston, it was like run 2 races, skip the day that they did Massachusetts, and then I ran 2 more. So I
okay,
did 4 in 5 days, and my
okay.
fourth one was actually my fastest. And
Was
had
it
it
real?
been, yep, had it been a Boston qualifier, I would have qualified for
Oh
my
my
age group.
gosh.
I
It
know.
it wasn't a Boston
No,
qualifier?
no, no, they're not. So had it been, I would have qualified for my age group again. So
Oh
because
my gosh.
I ran it in 2017,
Okay.
and I've qualified like a total of I think 5 times now. But I've only run it once because you can't afford to go back. It's
No,
so
it's so
expensive.
expensive.
And so yeah, but just to know that I qualified again was enough. You know
Right.
what I
That's the
mean? Just
honor. Right.
yeah, it really
Right.
is. So,
Yeah, that's the
but yeah,
honor. Yeah,
yeah.
I've still
So
got some time to shave off, but I'm getting faster, so.
yeah, and if you keep getting older, like we do, you get time cut off. So
Yeah, you get that extra
you do.
leeway. I know. Like, yeah, cuz
Yeah.
I think cuz I aged up, so I'm in a new
Mhm.
age bracket, and so like I think it gave me an extra like 15 minutes or
Yeah.
something like
It's usually between 10 and 12 at least, I
yeah.
think. Maybe
Yes.
15. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'm getting closer now. I'm getting faster and I'm aging up so that
Yeah.
window's getting shorter. So
Yep.
maybe by
Yes.
the time I'm 60.
There you
uh
go.
yeah, so yeah, I mean, I do have a time goal in my marathons um that I'm working toward. I'm about 18 minutes. I'm going to shave off 18 more minutes.
Nice.
Maybe I don't. I think by the end of the year, I don't. That's a lot, right?
It
But
is a lot.
I've this last year I shaved off 40.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing something right. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep going and see what I can do.
And what is that? Do you think it's strength training? What do you think you're doing that's made that change?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
the strength training has made a huge difference. The consistency for sure has made a
Hmm.
huge difference. Just when you first get into things, you just don't really know what you don't know, right?
Hmm.
And
Absolutely.
with experience there comes a wisdom, and you're like, okay, so you follow and learn what other people are doing, and then you can maybe mimic what they're doing, but if you don't understand it, then that's a whole other thing. So then
Hmm.
starting to understand the purpose in speed work, hill training, the zone 2 running, all of those have purpose and meaning and can work toward improving what you want to do. And so once you kind of understand all of it, then it really helps you get there. So it's been cool. I mean, I've gotten faster in swimming and biking too. So I'm hoping maybe someday I won't be a back of the, well, I officially know I can't. For a long time, I identified myself as a back of the packer, but I can't officially call myself that anymore. I'm a mid of the packer now.
Yeah, mid
Yeah,
pack.
yeah.
Me too.
Boston, I was back of the packer, but it's Boston, right? You've got the best of the best there, where
Right.
everybody's running super fast, and I'm not even a qualifier. So I was back of the pack, and I owned it, and that was fine. But
Yep.
in in regular marathons and in my Ironman stuff, like I officially moved to mid pack. So yay!
Yay, mid pack.
Woo!
Absolutely. So now, are you doing full Ironmans as well, or sticking with a half?
I've done one full,
Okay.
and it was a little traumatizing. So I haven't. I'm not. For a long time, I said I was one and done. Um, but but
Of course.
yeah. I mean, that was when, I mean, really, so I did it in 22. So I'd only done one half Ironman leading up to it. I didn't know anything. I
Mhm.
really had no business doing it.
What one
Um,
did you do?
Des Moines, and that was the only year they did the full.
Oh.
It was 97 degrees,
Mm.
and they were pulling people off with ambulances left and right because it was so hot.
Wow.
And I mean, I made the cutoff by 56 seconds. Like I was like, I think only two people finished after me, and it was, I mean, like just barely. Um,
Wow.
and so, like, that year, I just, I don't know, I don't know what got into me, but I was like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to push through it. And I mean, I put in the training time, right? Like I was doing the long bike rides, I was doing the 20-mile runs, I was swimming a lot. And so I was making the cutoffs okay, but I still just, I didn't have nutrition dialed in. I didn't understand the importance of nutrition and like what I really needed to be doing. I didn't have a nutrition plan. I didn't have a hydration plan. Uh,
Mm.
and that morning before the race started, I realized my hydration kit for my bike was back in the hotel room.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that meant I had to stop at every aid station to hydrate.
Right.
I don't. I maybe had one bottle cage on my bike at that point, so like I was severely dehydrated by the time I got off the bike. I still don't know how I survived that, to be honest. um, so it was a little traumatizing, but I think that I can do another one someday, and I think it'll be better
Hmm.
because I know more, and I won't make the
Yeah.
same mistakes, and um, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I
It
think
needs to
that
be the right one.
that's, I think that's a huge point that you make, that you're smarter about
Right.
everything. I mean, you can do all the training and be physically fit,
Mm-hmm.
but if you don't have that other plan and in place with the nutrition and hydration, that's huge.
It's huge.
And if you get off of it, so I ran a 100 miler endurance run last weekend,
Oh
and I
wow.
had a plan,
Yeah.
and it was falling through because the walking up the hills was still so strenuous. It was kind of tough to eat sometimes because your stomach would cramp, right? So as
Right.
soon as you get thrown off that one little thing, so if you
That's
don't
it.
have a plan, then what? If you have
Right.
no idea what, oh, I was supposed to plan for this. I was supposed to have, know when to eat and what to eat and
Right.
what's going to stay in and what's going to absorb. Yeah, that's
Oh my gosh.
huge.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
so huge.
Yeah. Last year I did. So I've done Ironman 70.3 Chattanooga twice.
Okay.
Last year was the first year I did it, and I got severely dehydrated.
Mm.
Um, Severely, and by the time I got onto the run, I mean, I felt like my organs were gonna explode. And so by mile 9, like I was about ready just to call it quits and to have an ambulance come get me. Like I was like, I'm done. But then some, that drive that is in those of us that do endurance sports, that what
Right.
I don't know what else to call it, that grit, whatever it is, that resilience where we just can't quit, that kicked in. And it was like, you have 4 miles. If you have to walk 4 miles, you will finish this race. Um, and so I did. I made it.
Wow.
And I didn't think I was dehydrated. That was the crazy part.
Hmm.
But what I realized was I had switched my electrolyte drink. I had been doing Tailwind, and I switched it to LMNT,
Mm-hmm.
and I trained with it. But I think I over concentrated it in my hydration kit on my bike. And so like it was like basically pulling all the water from all of my organs and like trying to absorb it. And so I had no water anywhere in my
Wow.
body. It was horrible. Um, and so it was a hard lesson for me to learn, because I really felt like I knew what I was doing at that point. So this year when I did Chattanooga, there was very little electrolyte drinking. It was mostly street water and really just relying on fueling
Mm.
and making sure I was fueling on the bike so that I was solid on the run, and then making sure that when I got on the run, I was still fueling and hydrating. And so I had zero issues, and it was,
Good.
yeah, it was awesome. I had a much better race this year.
Yeah. Because
So
yeah, once you either get behind or it gets off at somehow, it's so hard to get back on track.
it is. It is. It's over essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I've learned, so a lot of times when we fuel with, like with a chew or goo or whatever we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have those stomach problems, that's a good sign that we're dehydrated.
Yep.
And so it's like, okay, make sure that you're hydrated enough so that it can support the fuel that you're trying to take. And, these are things you just don't know until
Mm-hmm.
you've had the experience. Because I remember, in the beginning, it was like, oh, I don't need to fuel. I'm fine. I don't need to carry water. No,
Mm-hmm.
we need
Yeah.
those things.
So yeah, some people do it like it's a badge of honor. Oh, I can go this far without drinking water.
Right.
Okay, but should you?
Right. Why?
I can let
Why?
my car coast downhill, but it sure runs better with a tank of gas. you
Yeah,
know.
I think that's so true, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I co-host a podcast, the Everyday Ironman podcast, and we had a guest one day talking about fueling and this concept of how a lot of us have this habit of we want to underfuel when we're training and racing because we're afraid that we're going to gain weight and we're going to counteract all the hard work we're doing. And like that was a light bulb for me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't, like I knew that's exactly what I was doing because for me, weight loss has been a huge thing. I have a hormone imbalance, and so like I work out a lot to try and maintain the weight. And so
Mm-hmm.
when I'm fueling, it's always like, oh my gosh, I'm so afraid I'm gonna gain the weight again. I'm gonna counteract all of my hard work, but really, all I'm doing is making it harder for myself. I'm
Yep.
making myself suffer more, and then it takes longer to recover. And
Yep.
so once I had this conversation, like a light bulb, it really did just turn on. And you know what? I haven't gained weight,
Mm-hmm.
increasing my fueling.
Yep.
I feel better. I feel stronger. I shaved off 26 minutes at Chattanooga on the bike this year.
Nice.
So, like, we've got to do better about
Yeah.
really
And
working
it's
on
usually
ourselves.
women.
It's,
Did they
yeah.
say that? Yeah.
It
Yeah.
well, it was a male triathlete who's actually elite. He was going pro.
Oh wow.
Was this guest that we had, and he, but so even at his level, he was still talking about this concept.
Hmm.
But he also referenced a female pro who had mentioned she actually fired a coach because the coach was encouraging her to lose weight.
Mm-mm.
And I mean, when you're at that level, I mean, and she was top notch female pro triathlete,
Mm-hmm.
and and he's like, you need to lose 10 pounds. Well, 10 pounds can also mean losing power. It can also
Right.
mean losing speed. Sure, maybe it makes you faster on the run, maybe,
Maybe.
maybe, but
Or
what
you're
are you
so exhausted because you don't have enough fuel in you to
exactly
go.
exactly
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
top of the whole self-image, dysmorphia, all of that stuff that we're dealing with? Like, she didn't need that, so she fired that coach. Good
Good
for
for her.
her.
Yeah.
And she's I mean, having awesome. She's doing great, having great seasons. So
Good.
I
Yeah.
think that conversation is so important to make sure that, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to gain weight by fueling properly for what your body needs to sustain
Yeah.
you for these long runs, long bikes, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I coach as well. And one of my
Yeah.
athletes, she wanted to lose some weight. And I said, well, you can either train for your triathlon and your marathon, or you can lose weight. We can't do both.
Nope, you
You
can't.
can't do both. You can either eat like an athlete, or you can not train and not fuel like an athlete and do that, at another time. I say, but you can't do both.
Right. Yeah.
You just can't.
You can't. I
So,
can. Yeah, completely agree. Because
yeah.
triathlon and marathon training, it's not a diet plan.
No,
It's not. And we need to stop thinking about it that way, because it's not like you might lose weight. You
You
might.
might.
You might gain weight. You don't know what your body's going to
Yep.
do.
Yep.
And we just, like, if you want to lose weight, you can run. That's fine. And you can diet and you can do all those things. And good for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it might make you a better athlete down the road. But
that shouldn't be your focus. I think they're different. I think you can run to lose weight and you can run to train to be an athlete. But
right.
Those are two different people, in my opinion.
I
Those
100%
are two different
agree.
people. Yeah.
100% agree. Yeah. I don't think I've lost weight really since I got into triathlon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just all about
just stay the same.
Yeah, you maintain, right? Yep. It's about maintaining.
Absolutely. There's lots of maintenance going on when you're training.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Whether it's training maintenance or weight maintenance or eating maintenance,
Right.
So,
yeah. I know. That's another whole discipline right there. It's just
it really is.
It's crazy. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, hey, I definitely want to put a link to your podcast in the show notes. We'll do that. So for those of you listening, if you didn't quite catch it, tell us the name again.
It's the Everyday Ironman podcast. And we just, there's my host is Mike Bosch. He and I, we interview just everyday triathletes and endurance sports athletes. Like people that have, regular full-time jobs, your parents, your dog parents, whatever, normal everyday people, and we just want to share your story and your journey, and learn tips and tricks or things not to do, because we
like
are
diet.
all like diet, because we're all making mistakes and learning from them and sharing those experiences. So
great. Well, we'll put a link for that in the show notes for sure.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
You bet. Do you have any other tips or things that you'd like to let the audience know before we wrap this up?
I think the big thing for me is, over the years, I've just learned that we limit ourselves in what we're capable of. And when I first started this, it was like, oh, I could never run. And then it was like, oh, I could never run 5K, or, oh, I could never run 10K. And, I could never do a triathlon. We see these things. I could never. And when you stop saying those things and you actually start trying, you'll be shocked at what you can do. Like, I remember thinking after when I ran that first 5K race, and like, I was so pumped, and I was like, oh my gosh, maybe someday I could do a 10K or a half marathon. Like, and that was dreaming big. Like, that was me, like, so excited about life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is a possibility. But I also said in that same breath, I can never run a marathon. Like, I like, there was no way I could ever run a marathon. And so 3 years later, I did my first full Ironman. I ran a couple marathons. I ran a 50K and I ran a 50 miler.
Wow.
And like, it was just like, I told myself to shut up, right? Like, stop this conversation in your head of, oh, I could never, because you don't know until you try. And so here I am, turned into this crazy person, but I'm done telling myself what I can't do.
Yeah, that's so great.
Yeah, we all need to stop doing that. Oh, I could never. No, don't. Just take that phrase out of your vocabulary. Find new words.
Limiting speech.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's my tip.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, Ashley. It's been so great to talk to you. I am going to look forward to listening to your podcast. I didn't know you had one, so that's great.
Yeah, awesome. I'm excited, Carla. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, my
This is
pleasure.
awesome. Yeah, it means a lot.
All right. Well, thanks and have a great day.
You too. I'll see you
Thanks.
later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Thanks, friends, for listening in on that session. It was a lot of fun, as always. For those of you who have been reaching out to me through the show notes, I'm unable to answer you back unless you send me an email. So I apologize for that. I didn't know. I thought it was like a texting thing. So, so reach out to me again and put in an email for me. I did put the buy one, get one half off Hydro Patch discount code in the show notes. So you'll find that there for a little while. So thanks for that, for asking for that. Also, please follow, share, and rate the program. 5 stars, please, even if you don't want to. I appreciate it. Thanks for supporting the show with the cups of coffee. I appreciate that. And all the reviews. That's really kind of you all. If you know somebody that you would love to hear their story or you want your story on the podcast, please reach out to me, Carla at coffeecrewcoaching.com. I would love to have you on. It's super simple. It's fun. It can be fun. It's easy. I make it easy. We'll have a good time. I'll have a good time. Hopefully you will too. But yeah, reach out to me. Love to hear from you. And have a great day, guys.